right, welcome back, YouTube. So I wanted to do an update to talk about Dogecoin's path to around 30 cents. So we know that after crypto week, we saw Bitcoin, amongst others, take major hits here. Not, well, I want to say major, but we saw them kind of shy off of their highs, and obviously that's going to cause ripple effects and pullbacks on the market. But I wanted to show you guys what Dogecoin is looking like right now. So initially what we were waiting for was for Dogecoin to break above that 25 cents and get into this gap zone. And that's typically that's basically what we did. We had a very strong candle here, up to around 27 cents. And then we immediately started running towards that 30 cents mark to retest. And we got rejected here at around 28.81, high 28s, around 29. We got rejected here and we went down to around 26 cents, right? But we're able to close above 27. And then we got another strong rejection here from the 27-cent mark down to around 25. And then we had some momentum here around the high 26s. Then we got a big push down here. And obviously, you can kind of correlate this to some of the movements that's happening with Bitcoin here. So obviously, if you're looking at the macro events in the market, what we're waiting for ultimately is some new highs here for BTC, and then obviously you'll see that spillover come into Dogecoin. And for those of you asking why does Bitcoin have such an influence over the assets here, typically for those of you who are new here, you're going to see portfolio reallocation. You're going to see that spillover from these assets that pretty much control the market, and that's going to be like your Bitcoin, your Ethereum. Those typically are going to run first, and then you'll have some of the other altcoins that and kind of get some of that momentum and go into like those new levels. With the exception of if there's an individual catalyst, which we've seen in the past. So obviously some new specific for Dogecoin, some utility, things like that, that can obviously cause a breakout from the status quo. But right now, those are the numbers here that we're looking for Dogecoin. So pretty much we came right down here, and the 14-day, this is this yellow line right here, the 14-day moving average, pretty much caught us, right? We're literally trending along the 14-day moving average. We're above the 200-day. So that was obviously the signal that we're looking at. These two signals here, crossing the 72. We saw the momentum continue crossing the 200, and obviously we were getting that run up. So that was one of the indicators that we're looking at here. Obviously, the next big one, which will be a much stronger indicator compared to the 14-day, will be the 72 crossing like the 200 or something like that. And obviously, that's going to be a much bigger indicator here for higher numbers. But we'll more than likely see that a little later, because obviously the 72 we'd have to kind of hang out at these levels here a little higher to get that 72 to cross that 200 there. So ultimately, if we're able to get Bitcoin here to kind of retest like those mid 120s again, and we hang out there for a while, or if there's a little stagnation there, we can see the 72 kind of come up and give us that signal here that we can start expecting a stronger move to the upside. But overall, that's what we're looking at right now. We got caught right around the 14-day. We actually tried to, an effort was made to get us to close lower around the 22 cents mark, but Doge did not want to go that low. So both times it rejected those lows, and we're pushed back up to around the mid 24 cent mark. And that's kind of where we're resting right now, literally on the 14-day moving average. So if you're looking at the assets here, nothing's wrong with Dogecoin. There isn't a break off from like the status quo here or anything. What we're seeing here is kind of like a cool down. Crypto week, we saw the assets break new all-time highs. We saw the momentum kind of get pushed forward. These are things typically that happen, but it's not abnormal for these assets to kind of cool off, especially if you have a big run and you see new all-time highs. So kind of similar to what we can expect here in the stock market after hitting all-time highs there as well. So it was pretty much overall a good week for investing. So I'm going to take a look here quickly at CoinMarketCap. I want to show you guys what we're looking at, right? So overall, we have Dogecoin here at number 8, because this is obviously a Doge video. Let's see. So 7 days we're down, 5.91%. And you'll see Bitcoin is, well, it's green now, but you can see right here overall in the 7 days, 0.14%, right? So we'll see like kind of like these fluctuations here, but for Bitcoin, we're going to need to get another what $7,000, $8,000 in here before we start flirting with the opportunity to push some of these assets higher. But overall, the fact that it's holding these numbers very well and we're not consolidating like below 112. We see Ethereum holding these numbers very well. This is why I'm saying that for those of you who were hoping to hit that 30 cents mark, before you panic, just start looking at some of these other assets here. They're holding these higher numbers well here. And ultimately, as we go and progress throughout the year, keep in mind the macros. Obviously, those play a part in the investing cycle. So if something happens, you can see some short-term panic overall in the market. But I do believe that these assets are going to close higher than where they are now toward the end of the year. So it will say Q4, right? Especially on Bitcoin. I believe that we're going to have several new all-time highs. And obviously, this is going to push up some of these other assets. So don't rule that out with some of the things that you're going to be seeing coming forward. Now, obviously, macros, tariffs, things like that can obviously affect the market, but overall, you're talking about micro events compared to the big picture. So don't get those confused here. You're going to see some slight divergence here. You'll see Dogecoin here at number 8 and XRP at number 3. You'll see they have the pattern here is a lot similar compared to a Bitcoin and a Ethereum here. But I want to kind of, so you kind of get an idea of what I was saying earlier when you have like the market leaders kind of run first, and you'll see some of the other coins kind of follow suit. So this is one of the things I was saying. If you're cooling off, typically in a run, or if there's a big push in the market, you'll see these patterns will typically be identical, right? They'll be, if I covered up the name, you wouldn't be able to tell which one is which. But when you're looking at periods of consolidation, or if an asset is resting from a high, you'll see some slight divergences. So I want to say, yeah, Cardano as well. You can see Cardano and Doge. Obviously, if Doge is like XRP, I know I scrolled down a little farther, but you'll see that Cardano is matching up with Doge as well. And you can see 12 through 14. These are pretty much identical patterns here. So overall, we are looking here, looking forward to Q3, Q4 of this year here. I believe that we're going to do phenomenal long term. Again, I think this is just a rest period here. These are some of the things that we're going to need to go to around that 30 cents mark for Dogecoin. So look out for those retests around that 25 cents mark and getting some closure at those levels, right? Because again, that's a gap zone, just like we talked about, and we had the big run up, that big strong candle. Let me see if I can go back so you guys aren't using your imagination. Zoom in. So yeah, this is the gap zone I was telling you about, getting the closing here above that 25 cents. That's this big strong green candle here. And you know, that what we've talked about consistently in the channel is when you start getting into these gap zones here, they can fill to the green side, but they can also fill to the red as well. So we saw pretty much a matching energy here on the rejection. So these are things that we're going to need here is the next move into this, so we can hit that 30 cents mark. Is the reason I say it can happen relatively quickly is because this is a gap zone, but we're going to need to get a stronger move here, because we definitely made a valid effort getting to like around 29 cents, 28.94, but we're going to have to get some stronger momentum here, maybe like some certainties, probably getting Bitcoin to like 125 or something, and then we should have more momentum. But if we take a look, this isn't the first time we've gotten rejected from around that 28 cents mark. You can see it back here in February, right around Valentine's Day and the 15th. You can see we got some rejections here from around that mark, and even back in early February, around February 3rd, this has happened here as well. So that's something that we're going to have to look forward to, like on those retests. Once we get to 25 cents, that can be, if we're able to get some closure, some strong movements there, then we'll be looking at that 28 cents to 30 cents range, because that is our gap zones here going forward. So those are the updates as far as for things pertaining to Dogecoin and price action that you can look forward to. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I appreciate all of you, and I will see you guys in the next video.